Ich habe nicht wirklich das Ziel, alles Buch zu lesen. Librerari. Dich kennen wir doch. Ihr wahrscheinlich auch.
16th of May, 1839. The unflinching African sun has continued to plague our expedition, making it impossible to dig until dusk. How Professor Herbert managed to find the location in these vast plains of nothingness remains a mystery to me. When I asked him about the tomb again, he told me about the legend of Tin Hanan, the mother of us all. An interesting story in its own right, but I can't help feeling there's more. Later that evening, we uncovered a passage beneath the dunes leading to a sand-covered stone structure. The professor was confident it was the tomb we sought and ordered the others to clear the way late into the dark, cold night. Tomorrow, I shall lead the men into the ancient structure, hoping to reach the burial chamber. No matter what the professor is keeping from me, the dig should yield something interesting to take back to London and the British Museum.
Okay, wir sind anscheinend eine Person, die hier eine Expedition gemacht hat mit mehreren Leuten. Dass ich momentan da rein interpretiere. Und irgendwie ist irgendwas passiert. Oh, Korridor haben wir keiner. Cadillac. 2 Türen. Weiteres Zettelchen. I hereby offer my full attention and service to Alexander Baron of Brandenburg. Ich weiß nicht, ob die damit Brandenburg meinen oder so, weil da sind schon manche deutsche Wörter in diesem Spiel. This contract will region for a total of 3 years, when my freedom shall return to me. In addition, Alexander Baron of Brandenburg is to recommend my services at the Prussian Royal Court and within the sanctum of the Order of the Black Eagle. May no man break the seal. Wilhelm House of Garish. Weg damit. Ich bin hier nie gewesen. Die Kerze scheint mir nicht anzünden zu löten zu sein.
th of May, 1839. My hands tremble as I write. I feel a need to document my tribulation, for I fear that my memory will fail me if I linger. Today, I took some men and ventured into the dark, ancient passage we uncovered. Our torches burned faintly in the murky air as we slowly made our way underground. The men were superstitious and fearful. They argued loudly, and I felt their strange language getting to me. I mustered my strength and yelled at them to continue down the slopes and broken steps. The crudely carved passage confused me. It looked much older than the 4th century structure we had expected. The twisting path emerged into a great antechamber. The walls were lined with statues unlike any I'd ever seen. Despite their unearthly quality, I felt a strange familiarity toward them, which haunts me still. At the far end of the chamber, a great slab of stone sealed off whatever lay ahead. I gave the order to raise it, and as I pushed through the narrow space, the heavy stone suddenly dropped, sealing me inside. I was trapped.
ich gebe jetzt mal zu. Mein Kopf dröhnt gerade. Ein wenig von der Stimmung hier. Habe ich gerade die Asche von jemandem zerstreut? Fuck. Das hat mich jetzt ein bisschen erschrocken. There we go. Jetzt ist es Kunst. Schränke, in denen nichts drin ist. Fuck. That's not good. Okay, jetzt bekomme ich langsam Angst. Gut, jetzt sind wir im Kreis gelaufen. Warum tue ich mir das an? Mein Puls wird höher. Tut mir leid, falls ich langweilig bin.
Much of the castle is old and hasn't been tended to for centuries. When the shadow arrives, it won't take long until things start falling apart.
We're just buying time anyway. Let's do what we can.
There isn't much to be done about the walls. We should reinforce weak structures. The ground will tremble and there's a risk everything will cave in on us, especially downstairs. Here, and there. Let's get the servants working on it.
Okay, Leute, gleich passiert Scheiße. Ich sehe es kommen. War ich nicht.
th May, 1839. After pounding the unforgiving stone wall for what seemed like an eternity, I realized it was hopeless. I was trapped. I fell to the ground, gasping for air, trying to focus. That's when I saw a faint blue shimmer. My weakened body was heavy to carry, but I managed to push myself toward the enchanting light.
Oh, we could have.
It was waiting for me. Enclosed in dark nothingness, I felt myself drawn to the mystic light. I reached out, closing it in my hands. The faint glow escaped my fingers and began to spark brightly and spirit me away, unlocking alien memories of spiraling towers, endless deserts, and impossible geometry. The next thing I can remember is the grating sound of stone being lifted, the voices of the Arabs pulling me to safety, and grasped firmly in my hands was the broken pieces of a most peculiar relic.
Okay. Okay. Must find a new way out of this area. The door leading to the local history room is locked. Finding a key for the mine cellar. Chemical ingredients have been moved to the library. Wine cellar and evidence laboratory. Revealed combining chemicals can create powerful acid. Okay. Ich habe hier doch was angezündet gehabt, oder? Jetzt müssen wir einen Ausweg erfinden. Yes, ich bin gut. Ich wusste doch, das klappt so.
You have to be swift when you activate the first one. You hear that? If it stops, you'll have to start over.
Isn't all this a bit excessive?
You can never be too careful, Daniel.
Jump and run. Oder wohl eher nur run. Wir müssen irgendwas aktivieren. Und dann ganz schnell rennen. Stadt and Brandenburg Castle, another region rich with lore. This Artenstadt deep with each. Tut mir leid, Leute, ich bin müde. East Persian wood. For centuries there have been stories surrounding the hamlet and its neighbor, Castle Brandenburg. The quiet forest-clad mountain dressed with scattered lakes is a picturesque as can be, albeit the area is haunted by the dark. Ask any local and you will hear proof of the whisper widespread. Oh, ich bin behindert. Superstition. Ultras should indulge themselves in such a conversation, since it will certainly serve as exciting entertainment. All of them have their own twists and tastes, but there are some motifs that keep reappearing. The story reaches all the way back to the time of the 30-year War, that the soldiers abandoned where duty got lost on the cold dark woods and were forever damned to roam the grounds. Their bodies, rocked by their tainted soul, have left them disfigured and empty of essence. Many have sighted them over the years and described them as horrid events. They move silently through the woods, shying away from any beholder. They are called gatherers, as they seem to follow some ambition to steal living creatures. It is their prey which can be heard struggling inside damp burlap sacks dragged behind them, which reveals a presence, what dark sheen, what they follow. A visit undone. Heinrich Karlas, known erudite, visit Altstadt at the start of the 16th century. He resided in the local inn for a fortnight as he looked for remnants of kingdom past. During his stay, all the prominent members of the society paid notice, and he is mentioned in many records of the time. One day he went to investigate a barrow in the northwestern glades, only to never be seen again. Heinrich is known to have passed away in Grenobles some 10 years later. He dismissed the notion of every visiting Altstadt, which makes you wonder what really happened. Who was this mysterious man who visited this sleepy hamlet in the woods, and what happened to him? The Baron of Brenburg lives a reclusive life with his family and his castle nearby. Altstadt, like most of those of noble birth, rumors are inherited alongside with the title. Researching the history reveals little before the castle was consumed by fire in the late 16th century. It was rebuilt by Alexander, a nobleman from the Rhinelands, claiming the role as a protector of the Persian state. Alexander helped the region to flourish and remained popular throughout the presumed lifetime. The family has been secretive when it comes to the lineage and heritage. Therefore, the birth and the death of Alexander and his offspring has never been fully recorded. This is Fed's idea that the baron, in fact the one and the same who came from the west and over 300 years ago, lived through time of occupation and joined coveted order of the Black Eagle, along with the great leaders of this country. Okay. Sind die noch weiter? Büchermechanismen. Holy fuck.